name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And we had another episode of Doctor Who Flux last night. I'm feeling a bit fluxy myself. Let me tell you, if I let one rip, it's only in honor of Chibnall. That's what's going on. We had an episode last night. Now a lot of people are going, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Doctor Who is back. It's fantastic. And there's a lot to recommend this episode. We're on episode 4 of season 13 of Doctor Who Flux, whatever you want to call it. Village of the Angels. There's a lot to recommend it. There's a lot that actually worked and was entertaining, right? Nothing with Jodie Whittaker, right? You cannot polish that turd. And if you're somebody who likes Jodie Whittaker, great for you. And I really don't understand why the people who like her so much don't like anybody not liking her. That's just weird. I have to tell you, it's just weird. I don't get it. But, yeah, no, if you like it, great. But, you know, after I did my review of the episode last night, my live review, I take a lot of notes. I tried to work out what the actual plot was. And it's ridiculous. It's like very bad. But yeah, in general, I think this season is a real triumph over style over substance. The substance really isn't very good. I mean, yeah, and they keep saying you can't really tell because you've got to see the whole thing to work it out and see it and evaluate it properly. Look, that's another reason why this type of storytelling leans into Chibnall. You know, as Del Boy once leaned into the bar. Dr. Alex said that joke, and I said I will happily nick it, and I did. Yeah, no, you know, but the actual plot is, you know what? Before I tell you the episode, I'm going to tell you the plot from the outside. I'm going to tell you what the plan was. Because I had to go through this couple of times. Like, I'm recording this at 2:25 in the afternoon. I normally record these at around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I just had to go through it a lot to work out what was really going on. Plus, actually, I was doing the same thing with Star Trek Discovery. That's so bad, okay? That's it. That I can't. It's not even in the same realm of terrible as this. This is like. This is like Shakespeare compared to Star Trek Discovery. So, like, I've had a trying day, okay? I've gone through this, and I've gone through Discovery. I haven't even recorded my review of Discovery yet, because it's so mind-meltingly awful, all right? It is genuinely mind-meltingly awful. So this, in comparison to that, frickin' Shakespeare, baby. I mean, I'm not even joking. Frickin' Shakespeare. But in comparison to Doctor Who, not so much. Now, one of my... Oh, by the way, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. You know, should really get that in early. Could you, if you'd like to support us, independent content creators on YouTube. And, you know, honestly... I don't know why anybody would want to go to a dependent creator. Like a legacy media... the whole, like, Carl Rittenhouse thing, which has really blown my mind. But what's blown my mind about it is the disconnect from the reality, because I watched the whole court case, and it was great TV. It was better than this. Much better than Doctor Who. But then the way the very partisan media, which makes up virtually all the media, reported, was completely... at odds with reality. It's like calling this a good episode, really, quite frankly. So, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you want to help us out as independent media, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. If you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube will unsubscribe you. Yes. Oh, and also comment. Let me know what your thoughts were. I haven't even got to my comments on my channel yet. That's terrible today. Comment, let me know what you think. YouTube will also occasionally delete comments, right? I never, ever delete a comment. If it's a comment I don't like, I might take the piss out of you, okay? That indeed might go down. But I never delete comments. Like, why? Like, why would I? So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will. If you comment, I will endeavor to reply to you. If I don't reply to your reply, I do apologize. If you really want to get in contact with me, my email address is in the video notes. That's or my Twitter. Either way, good ways of getting in touch. And I'm slow on my correspondence. Okay, I'm just slow. I'm sorry. Okay, but I will get back to you. Okay, I will absolutely get back to you. Fine, let's start talking about this episode of Doctor Who. Doctor Who Flux. Oh, I'm feeling a bit fluxy. I bet you are, darling. I bet you are. Previously on Doctor Who, then we started. Well, before we got to the previously, they had the ads. We had the ads for season 3 of What We Do in the Shadows, which is so much better than this. Like, just so. Hey, let me make this a bit bigger. It's just so much better than this. So yeah, we got previously. Now the trouble with the previously is, and this is really true of this episode. This episode in particular. This is meant to be watched one time live, right? It's not meant to be analyzed or rewatched. This is to impress the normies, and that's really it. It's not, and so when you see the previously stuff, you get to see, when you repeat it, you get to see quite how bad it is, right? And it doesn't help it, right? It doesn't help it at all. So we go previously, okay, that's crap. And then we open up on a quiet village, which you can hardly see. Like, these pictures are all really dark. This quiet village, which you can hardly see. It's kind of feels like Broadchurch 1960s, right? So again, we're in Chibnall's wheelhouse here. He did 6. Well, how many episodes was the first season of Broadchurch? Like 6 episodes. He did 6 episodes or something quite gripping once 10 years ago, and this is why we got this garbage, right? It really is. Now, let's get into what's good about this episode. It starts off with a very nice, spooky build-up, right? We got this ghost hunter, scientist type person. Talking away, doing this experiment with Claire, who we saw in episode 1, asking her control questions, and it's like the music in this is actually excellent. This is the music really carried the what's the word? The atmosphere, right? It was good. It was spooky. It kept you on the edge of the seat, and yeah, they built up the tension nicely. Who? Let me have a quick look. Who directed this episode? 1 second. I'm just opening up a browser doing Doctor Who episode guide. I know. Listen. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll show my workings. Here we go. Doctor Who episode guide. Let's see what comes up. Because the direction of this one was, I think, solid. I mean, like, really solid. And the direction last week I thought was really bad. Like, 11th, gotta go all the way down here. Flatline. That's one good episode for that season. Now we're on to Jodie. Village ain't. Okay, this is Jane. Okay, this is the last good episode because James Magnus Stone directed it. He did episodes 1 and 2, which I thought were generally speaking pretty strong. Episode 3, we all found a bit trying, and as is Salim is doing episodes 5 and 6. This is bad news, okay? This is bad news. Yeah. So this is the last well-directed episode, and it was well-directed, right? It built up nicely. It had lots and lots of tracking shots, of like slowly building up the tension. We had this. What's it called? The thing, the lie detector and the thing scratching like things were really good. Like making you like building up the scares. This guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, excellent. Right? We've had some great casting in this. Yeah, I would say casting. Yeah, we've had some great actors in this season. I think the Swarm guy, freaking awesome. I think he was good. The guy from The Inbetweeners was in it this week, and he was good, right? He was good. And Claire is good as well. Also, unlike most of the rest of Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who, the characters had character. Which is really weird, right? We're not used to that. The characters actually having character. They weren't just like identities. And it worked. It really worked. So they're doing like this weird medical experiment. He's like some psychic investigator. It feels like he's a ghost hunter or something. And he's being questioned by her, asking like control questions. And when he asked her as a control question of what year was she born in, she says, first she says 1985. And then she says, "Oh no, 1935," and the thing, the like, starts going crazy, right? And at the same time, there's a older couple. I have pictures of them. We'll find them in it. Walking around looking for a kid that's lost outside. Yeah, 1 second. Where's that picture? Right, that's that picture where they're looking around for the kid, right? So they ask him, Claire, and she like suddenly like starts freaking out, starts talking in a possessed voice, and she has this like weird thing. She goes, and she's like, help me, and the professor's like, say, all in good time, my dear, all in good time. And then she comes out with the professor's voice, saying, there isn't any time, there isn't any time, not anymore. The end begins again now, and there will be no escape. Not this time, not for her, not for them, not for you. And then she goes in a not possessed voice, says, the angel has got the TARDIS. And they went boom into the shit TARDIS. Yeah. Sadly, yeah, the title music was the only bad music in this episode, Village of the Angels. Right, yeah. So one thing they've really helped themselves with this year is the return of the cold opening. This format of Doctor Who, when you're not doing 25-minute episodic things, which you really can't do in this day and age, just the not having the cold opening kind of robs you of the cliffhanger. That's what Russell Davies always said, and I know people say in the comments the cold opening doesn't give you a cliffhanger. That's your opinion. I'm just telling you, this was Russell Davies' rationale, right? When he did it, and I think it worked. I think it really helped set up the whole sets up the episode. I think every episode this year has been stronger for having a cold opening. What was the cold opening last week? I can't remember. Anyway, so we're into Village Angels, co-written by Maxine Alderton. So I think the character work is probably down to her, right? Having the characters seem like characters. I think she's run with the discovery of witches, and I think together they were able to pull out something that, again, the story is. I was going to tell you the story from the outside. Fine. Before we get, should I do it this way around or that way around? No, I'm going to go through the episode order, and then I'm going to say out the story, and then you'll see how ridiculous. Also, we're going to be looking at the ratings. I'm doing pretty good on my predictions. Fine. So we get the time. Then we get a reasonably good effect shot with the TARDIS in the vortex. I quite like the Jodie vortex. The Jodie vortex. Honestly, I wish they would, if they redo the special effects on Colin Baker's stuff, use this vortex. It's perfect for him, right? Absolutely perfect for him. And I thought I like this one. I like it was a good effect. Also, we're rattling along, right? They know that speed is the way of like giving the impression that you have an exciting episode. So speed, it rattles along again. It's James Manigault directing. Is it James Manigault? Well, I can't remember. I'm going to look back again and see who it is. Who was it? It's James Magnus Stone directing. Yeah, so he knows how to do it, right? Good for him. So TARDIS rattling along. An angel has taken control of the TARDIS. Now it's all very confused. Like, what's going on? So, why did an angel take control of the TARDIS and bring them here? It's not clear. It's not clear which angel did that. It's okay. Now actually, I thought I answered the plot. This doesn't make any sense. I don't know which. There's two factions of angels in this, and I don't know what was one angel, and there's one rogue angel, and there's the rest of angels. So I don't. This seems like the rest of the angels. But why would they be taking a? Why would they be kidnapping the TARDIS? I don't know. But anyway, they take the Doctor. The Doctor comes up with another one, her trademark Jodie plans, which is obviously a disaster. And the angel like pilots the TARDIS. Well, that stuff I like, by the way. That was pretty darn good. So she goes full Red Dwarf. Do you remember Red Dwarf when what's that episode? Queeg, when they have Holly's not working or something not's working, and and Lister has to like put together two big wires and cause an explosion, and then they bring in Queeg. Basically the same thing. Okay, exactly the same. Her plan is to put two things together that should never touch. What? Why? Why are you doing it then? I don't know. God. She looks like she's giving her first hand job there. I'm sorry about that, darling, but that really is what it looks like. That's why you come to this channel, I guess. Icky football, I don't want to touch it. Anyway, so she puts them together and she tells everybody to close their eyes. Everybody blink all together. And they put together and it makes the angel vanish. and the TARDIS assassin. It might blow up the TARDIS and destroy reality, but what the hell? So it makes the angel vanish, and now they got to wait for the TARDIS to reboot, right? And again, we see the Jodie Whittaker, height of her acting talent as always, and she's so shit in this role. It's unbelievable how shit she is in this role. It's always, again, comparing it to Star Trek Discovery, though, this is freaking Shakespeare. Come back and check my Discovery video, which I'm recording after this. That's unfreaking leavable, right? Unfreaking leavable. Fine, so they outside the TARDIS, we have the couples looking for their lost kid, using the police box. As a police box, I thought it was a pretty nice touch. And then Jodie comes out and is awful, right? Jodie's come out is absolutely awful. Where I'm just going my notes. She comes out and she's just kind of obnoxious and annoying to this older couple who are looking for the daughter. And suddenly the Sonic starts overhitting. Oh, Icky, look! Oh, it's hot! And she goes off in the direction the Sonic's taking her. And then that's fine. So then he assumes that Dan's in charge. Are you in charge here, sir? Because he's an evil white man. Oh, I didn't need to say evil. He's a white man, same thing. Are you in charge here, sir? And so, yes. And Yaz is like, oh, we got a very flat command structure. Yes, try to say 967. No one knows what you mean. Meanwhile, we have this woman walking around. Where am I pointing? Hang on. This woman walking around, Mrs. Hayward. And she's urging everyone to leave now. It's happening again. You got to get out, she says. And the vicar, who looks like he's 12, right? This vicar looks pretty young. Says she's scaring people, and she says, "Look, I'll stop if you count up the graves. How many graves are there?" And he says, "There's 92 graves. Nothing changes. All this weird superstition. Count the graves. If that number's still the same, I'll go away. But if it's different, you better start listening to me." Okay, so then at the same time, that's the vicar. If you can see his face, he's so freaking young, right? Fine. At the same time, Claire is with the older bloke. What's his name? Jericho, I think. And then Jodie, and he's having giving a tea, being generally a nice guy, right? Being generally a nice guy. Jodie waltzes in, she flashes a Sonic paper, and it's just really patronising and annoying, right? It's like, and it's just rude to this guy whose house she worked into, and she's doing a terrible David Tennant impersonation, right? She's just being so obnoxious to him. He's like, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Like, what's wrong with you? Right? Then she sees Claire, and Claire starts to get nauseous. And listen, Claire, baby, Jodie has that effect on most of us. Okay? Jodie has that effect on pretty much everybody. Starts to feel nauseous. She's like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then Jodie starts looking around, and she sees a picture of the TARDIS, and is like, oh, Claire drew that. And then she freaks out because she also drew a picture of a weeping angel, right? And she starts ripping them up again, doing a terrible Tennant impersonation. And she's like, and she's so patronising. What have you lost your mind? What are you doing? He said, hey, I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to just keep us safe. Icky thump. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh God, you scared every bloody episode. So she said, yeah, I just want to try to keep you all scared. Like, look at this expression, okay? If you're not look at this expression. That is her talking to this very, very nice guy, patronizing the hell out of him, right? Patronizing the hell out of him. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, Claire's washing her face, pull back, and she's got a pair of wings. The only trouble is, they're very obviously foam rubber, right? They're very it's a wobbly set, so they're very obviously not stone, right? It doesn't really work at all. So the vicar is going around counting the graves. Count, and then he counts. He comes up to one too many. Oh, but the woman he was telling to get out has already buggered off. Like go away. And so the vicar like goes, what is this? And goes up to the angel. And so he's there, and then poof, he's gone. They zap him away. Meanwhile, Yaz is just being annoying and lecturing the older couple looking for the girl, right? Until he actually turns around and says, "Stop bloody lecturing me!" That's actually a stop lecturing me. And then she says, "Well, is there any She's like, have you assigned different search areas? Do you know where to check back to? Are you got designated times?" And he's like, "We're just looking for the bloody girl, right?" And it turns out it's not his daughter; it's his niece, whose parents have died. So this guy, this elderly man at the Karney Shomron, has brought in this relative, right? Very, very nice. And so he's like, well, can you tell me anything about her? He's like, she's a 10-year-old girl. What's there to bloody tell? Now, this is a line that they wrote wanting to show how evil this guy is. Oh, he doesn't care about the women. Oh, he's a patriarchy. He's bad. Truth is, listen, I've had quite a few kids. Some kids do fun stuff when they're little. Most of the things kids say are kind of generic. I mean, up until I was 10, till the age of 6. I mean, honestly, it's. I live in Israel, and we moved here when our kids were young, and it amazed me. Like, it took us a few kids to work this out. Everything that they do in school before their exams, which is like when they're 14 or 15, just doesn't matter. It's just like keep them out your hair. That's really what they're there for. So, listen, I hate to be the one to give you a bit of a reality bomb, but she's a 10-year-old girl. What's there to say? So Yaz goes off looking for the girl with Dam. And then we get a quite good scene where they bump into an angel. First, they think it's a scarecrow, and it comes close, and their flashlight starts to go, and says, "It's okay, we still got the moon." And then the clouds come over the moon, and they're like, "You wake up," and then the angel grabs them. Right? I bet Chibnall must hate this episode. Not Chibnall. Stephen Moffat must hate this episode, right? Because this is really just using his creation to get Moffat out, get Chibnall out of a hole of complete hatred. So I bet there's tension there. So then we got another. I thought it was a quite good effect shot. We move over to Belle's story for a bit. Now this is something I realized afterwards. Again, we're going over the plot. The A plot of this thing has, on the surface of everything we've seen today, nothing to do with the Flux whatsoever. Like, it's just all coincidence. Always bad when they do that. So Belle's flying through space, and they say now after the Flux has gone through, there's a lot more space around. So I guess the Flux just kind of like mangled. It blew up some planets, mangled others, just made everything bad and start to fall apart. Right, so Belle's her mission is love. Remember, her mission is love, and again, I like that she gives a solid performance. This girl, right, solid performance, and honestly, I think she could certainly headline an interesting female-led sci-fi drama, right? I think she's really got talent, right? And I might just be charmed by her because she could put out a really nice Twitter post after her first appearance saying how thrilled she was and how respectful she was about it. So maybe I was charmed, but I think she put in a really solid performance in this. And she meets the In-Betweeners bloke, and he also puts in a really solid, everything. When you remove Jodie Whittaker from this, it makes it so much better, right? It just makes it so much better. It's unbelievable the difference it makes. Well, I believe it. So he meets the In-Betweeners guy, and it's like the only planet left in the sector. That's why she's going there to look for Vinda. And he says there's a person helping everybody get to safety, right? There's a place of safety everybody can get to. Meanwhile, the Doctor's running around patronizing everyone. And then the Weeping Angels start attack. They surround the house, And she's, oh, don't go out, don't go, close the door. Now, excuse me, aren't these like superpower pan-dimensional villains, right? Aren't these like incredibly superpower things? How is a closed lock wooden door gonna be like any use to them whatsoever, right? How is that like? Explain it to me. Like, how is that gonna offer them protection? Right? This is not the TV detector van coming, right? This is the Weeping Angel. By the way, those ads in the 70s apparently were all also bullcrap. Now, if you're not from England, right, we have a thing called the license fee in England, where you pay the state, and they give it to the BBC, and they make TV for you, right? And you'd have they had this thing called the TV detector van. These vans that went around, big antennas on the top, detecting TVs of people who didn't have licenses, right? Apparently, all bullshit. It's all, but no. And like the ad was like they're in the van. It's like they're watching Columbo. No, none of that was real, right? TV. By the way, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you know what TV detector van is. That's what they mistook the countermeasures van for in Remembrance of the Daleks. There you go. So we get this Weeping Angel attack. And yeah, I'm just sitting and going, like, Jodie makes everything bad, right? Jodie makes everything bad. So she says, oh, look, all the doors! Because, again, the wooden doors are going to stop a pan-dimensional being of insane power. And the silly white man doesn't fully lock the doors. He sees one, and he doesn't close the shutter. He leaves the glass open. So, obviously, glass, no bloody problem for a Weeping Angel. Wood screws them up. They can't do anything with wood. So then we get this. We have the bit where she's explaining to the bloke who owns the house what a Weeping Angel is, and she sounds ridiculous, which is exactly what she says. And don't sound ridiculous, right? So then we get a bit of an info dump with Claire. Claire, the doctor's like emptying out her pockets for some reason. I don't bloody know why. Who cares? Into her hand as she's doing it. So at some point, and this is okay. This is where the plot comes in. At some point, she got visions of the TARDIS, the Doctor, Weeping Angels, the word saying "Don't blink." She knows about this village. And I think that's it. Like, she got all these. So when she started getting these like visions, she Googled the village, right, and she found out on that day in 1967 everybody vanishes, right? So that's when she found all that. So she found out all that information there. So why is she there? I don't know. So anyway, so when she met the Doctor in episode 1, she just had the premonitions, right? And then after her, a Weeping Angel attacked her and sent her back to 1965. So you were like, well, what's that about? Nothing to do with the Flux, okay? I want to be clear. As far as we know, nothing to do with the Flux whatsoever. So then she says, so I Googled this when I first saw this village, and apparently the village is cursed because in 1967, on this night, everybody vanished, right? On whatever night it is, November 21st or whenever they did it. They said it. But it also happened in 1901 as well, right? So it's very confusing, very, very strange. And then she starts scratching her eye. Like, well, so then the Doctor is saying, tells the guy to get a... asked him if he have a TV in 1967. He said, yes, I do. He carries, and she's like setting up some gubbins or whatever at the same time. And then when she looks away, Claire scratches her eye. And remember, she's got those angel wings that she saw, just like Amy Pond, ripping off Moffat so terribly. Dust comes out, right? And you get a feeling something is going down with that relatively soon. So the Doctor has this really stupid idea of going to the basement and hiding there where they can't get out. And then she has an even more small. We'll see what the more stupid idea is. And then after a good few minutes work, the glass and the woods proved no match for the Weeping Angels. They broke in. He turns up with a TV and says, "Here you are," and they retreat to the basement. Right. So and at this point they just said in 1901 all this happened before. And then we cut to Yaz and Dan, and they're obviously in 1901 when the village has been completely deserted, right? So it's Yaz walks around thinking she knows everything with a face that looks like it had been slapped, you know. And then they find this girl, and Dan's like, "Your name's not Piggy, is it?" Who is the missing girl they've all been looking for. And then so they make the kid something to eat in the deserted house, and this kid is a bit weird to say the least. And at some point, Dan's like, "What if we can't get back to 2021?" Don't come here, mate. 1901 is so much better than 2021. Let's stay in 2020, 1901. Don't come in 2021. The kid said the angels put thoughts in her head, and she said you can't go down past the boundary, right? And the boundary's getting much closer. How long's she been there? It's been a few hours, but I guess it kind of makes sense. So they take them to the boundary, right? And we get quite a good what's going on shot as they go to the boundary, and that's where reality ends. And you pull out, and they're like floating in like the middle of nowhere, right? In the middle of space. You're not allowed to go beyond the sign. So meanwhile, cut back to 1967. The evil white man is being told off. He said, "Oh, well, I don't know why she won't talk to me or tell me what's going on or anything." He said, "Well, I think it's because you're not very nice, Gerald." And they come across a weeping angel. And the angel is like, "Oh, what is this? Blah, 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 blah." He gets zapped away. And then shortly thereafter, so does her. However, Mrs. Hayward then shows up and confronts the weeping angel, looks at her, doesn't touch her or zap her. Interesting. So here we get to see how stupid the Doctor's plan is, right? Meanwhile, at the in the basement that they're hiding, where they can't get out of, really so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh my god, it's so dumb. Where are they? The Doctor set up a monitor and gets the old guy to watch someone, and Pirates of the Caribbean guy to watch the monitor. Excuse me, isn't the image of an angel, can't that be they actually say that over and over again. So they're just making more images of angels. They seem so they can monitor them. They've now basically given them a portal to get in. Well, they didn't really need that because the picture that the Doctor tried to screw up then comes to life as an angel. Quite a good scene, actually, right? So the Doctor then screws it up again, and the angel like implodes, and then she sets it on fire, which is pretty good. So you get this like burning angel effect, which was okay. That was good. That was pretty good. And then the Doctor throws water over it, and it evaporates. Right. So at that point, Claire reveals, "Yeah, I got a bit of angel going on in me, baby." It's always good to be an angel. Not so good for an angel being you. That's from what I can understand. So you were becoming an angel, and then so the premonition planted those premonitions she had. The Doctor works out planted an angel in Claire's mind. So the Doctor wants to use the psychic equipment to go inside her mind and get the angel out, right? So they do that. Again, much like Star Trek Discovery, Doctor Who, this era of Doctor Who is always worse. Always is absolute worst when it's where it's like attaching itself to classic Who. And so just as she starts to get into her head, she goes, "Contact!" I'm like, "Oh, shut up. Oh, stop." And so then we see the scenes filmed in, what was it, January, I think, when she's on the beach, like being terrible weather, like just terrible weather, which actually worked out quite well because this scene looks pretty good, right? It does look nice and trippy, right? And they go in ahead, and the Doctor is just doesn't listen. She's an insufferable, judgmental cunt, which I think is the best way to describe this Doctor. An insufferable cunt. insufferable, judgmental cunt, right? And she's like, "Oh, you just invaded her! You took her over! I'm here to throw you out! Oh, I'm gonna stop me little feet! Ecky, ecky, thump! Ecky, ecky, thump!" She's like, "Oh, stompy," and then the angel's like, "No. I didn't. Who was it? I didn't seek her out. I've been hiding in her. Why her? We don't know. We never find out. I've been hiding in her. The angel that attacked her was a different angel, right? And the angel that attacked her wasn't after Claire. It was actually after the angel that's hiding in there. So she. Then it's revealed. Right? Then we get this big revelation that that the angel is a rogue angel, and all the other angels coming to get her is a division extraction squad. So, God. If the entire history of Doctor Who, the division has been completely hidden, right? And somehow some scraps on the planet knew about it and nobody else ever. How come we're finding out about a division every 10 seconds now? It's just ridiculous. And all the angels work for the division, which just sounds really stupid. All the angels work for the division, and the division are everywhere. Yeah, it's just kind of stupid, right? Meanwhile, back on Belle's story. Thank God we're away from Jodie. Back on Belle's story, they're like, "Oh, we're here. The people who's going to save us, and the people who's going to save us turns up, and it is Azur." Said, "I am going to take you to Zelda." Yes, that's very stupid. And then she's getting into the containment field of passenger, and this thing is like a living prison that can suck in 1 billion people. That sounds like most of the cast from It's a Sin. So he puts out this this field, and somehow Belle knows who he is. She knows who Azur is, and she knows what Passenger is. So she must be involved with the division as well. I think he's probably in the division, and I think probably Vinder is as well. I think Vinder is very clearly a Captain Jack stand-in. Fine, and so she says, "Oh, run away! Don't get caught in it." And so she saves this guy, and he's all pissed off with her. But she's like if you get, that's actually a living prison. Right, don't go in there. So this planet isn't a sanctuary, it's a hunting ground, she describes it as. Okay, fine. So back in 1901, Yaz and Dan are walking around. Yaz asking all these very practical questions. And Dan's asking all these practical questions, and Yaz can't answer them, and she's getting really pissed off. She's like, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Leave me alone. Like, she loves being a know-it-all, right? And then they bump into an angel. And they're like, "Oh, thank you, thump." So the then they work out the bubble. When they're walking around, the edge of the bubble is getting closer and closer. And all of a sudden, she comes across her kindly, was it aunt and uncle who are looking after her. Who don't listen to them, and they ignore their warning of "Don't turn your back on the angel," and they ignore it to their destruction. And the evil white man, I'm sorry, I didn't even say evil, gets his comeuppance for being an evil white man, and also his wife for being married to an evil white man. I guess that's what's going on. And then it gets really creepy. The Jazz is like to look. "Oh, I'm so sorry." She's like, "He was never nice to me, cunt. He gave you a roof over your head, food on the table, and clothes on your back. That's pretty bloody nice on some kid he had no responsibility to." Yeah, okay. What I mean, like, I don't understand. So then we get another good scene, like another really good scene. We got Pirates of the Caribbean guy. He's monitoring the angels, and they start talking to him through the TV using his voice. And it's a really good taunting scene where he's like, they're getting into his head and they're trying to get him to surrender. And he shows some real backbone right there. So that bit's really good. right? So I think that's the scene where they start trying to break out the TV. He's like, no, I'm not going to surrender. And they break in. He's like, I'm going to watch you. He's like, we can wait. You know, us angels, we're like water. We know how to wait. We know how to wait. Meanwhile, the Doctor is still inside Claire's mind. And then we get another good thing. Right? This was really clever. The lie detector starts drawing out the picture of an angel, which I thought was really clever. Like, I figured that was going to turn into an angel and attack them. Okay, so on the beach, the angel says, I bought, what is it? No, so, okay, it must have been this angel kidnapped the TARDIS, right? Okay, fine, that makes sense. This angel kidnapped the TARDIS to bring them there because she wants them there. Why? Because she wants the Doctor's help. She wants the Doctor's help to get away from all the division and the angels, right? And she says, I say, why do they want you so bad? Because I know everything. I know all about the division, including I know all the memories you lost. If you save me, I will give you all that information, right? And she's like, icky thump. So at that point, she's woken up by the old bloke, and then she goes, oh god, it's so bad. So then she, again, everyone's praising this episode to the nth degree. No, once you actually say it out and you go for the substance over the style, it's no good. It was entertaining though. I have to tell you, it was entertaining in a lot of places. All the places without that on the screen, right? All those places, none of those places was entertaining. Fine. So Jodie Whittaker then it works out how to find a tunnel. Somehow, I don't even bloody know, and it's stupid. So now they're in a dark, scary tunnel. Before she does, she has everybody watch these two angels that broken in, and she puts the apparatus on the angel's head and zaps them with a quantum something or other. Does it? But anyway, so essentially now they're down in a dark, scary tunnel. Right. Oh yeah, that's zapping the angels. Yeah. So now they go down the dark, scary tunnel where there's not much light, and there's angels coming out the walls. It's and they're like trapping them. And she's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Icky thump. Meanwhile, back in 1901. They come across this barrier, which is really confusing because they've got this bubble which is like just space at the end of it, and they also got this barrier which is nighttime off. So I couldn't tell the difference, but this is a barrier to 1967, right? And the kids were saying there's this was an ancient burial ground, but it's not true, and they're trying to explain something that's going to happen soon, but it doesn't really make any sense. So then Mrs. Hayward's there. I think, yeah, you can just say Mrs. Hayward shows up, and you got the girl on one side, Mrs. Hayward on the other, and she says, I am the little girl, Mrs. Hayward. And she never got back. This is 66 years later for her. She lived, and now she's meeting herself. They left her there. They leave a few witnesses around to be cruel. So they leave a few people to tell the story, so people will be scared. The story of what? The story of quantum extraction, whatever that may be. Meanwhile, they're trying to break out the tunnel, and they can't. They get trapped by a couple of angels. So then the Doctor has a plan. He says Claire gets out, but then the Doctor has a plan, and where they got two angels. They got him and the old guy back to back with two angels facing them, and just okay, this is what we do. You dive one way, I'll dive the other. Then the angel will be kept looking at each other, and be turned into stone that way. Right, so that's the plan. He does that, but of course it's a Jodie Whittaker Doctor plan, so it doesn't work. And we see an angel reflected in his eye before. But next thing you know, he's there, and then it turns out that Peggy loves this guy who I didn't know they had any connection whatsoever. So then she talks about these burial stones there, but they weren't really burial stones. And what they are a bunch of angels teleporting in or warping in or something like that. And they're doing it to... but you can't really tell at the time, right? This took two viewings. I watched this twice for you, okay? If you haven't subscribed by now, listen, you haven't subscribed, you owe me a hand job, okay? That's basically what I like, really. I watched this twice. This has not been a good day for me. So now Jodie Whittaker is trapped with an angel and, I'm just going to try and run away because that's what I'm going to do. So she tries and the angel doesn't try and get her. He's like, well, why are you trying to get me? What's going on? I don't understand. So she comes out the tunnel when she sees she's at the portal to 1901. She's surrounded by a gazillion billion angels. Now this cliffhanger would have been good if the episode made sense and it was any other Doctor, right? David, with this cliffhanger about to come up, which was brilliant. It would, if it was David Tennant, it would have been an all-time classic cliffhanger, right? So they basically they say the angel says, okay, you can't save me. So the Doctor says to the angel cycler said, oh look, I can't save you. So you know what I'll do? I'll negotiate for you to give you a good deal. I'm like, why would I want you doofus negotiating for me? No, the angel's actually made his own negotiation, or her own negotiation. That own negotiation is that instead of taking the angel, they're going to take Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who instead, who is their number one target. Why? Isn't Dr. Joe the target? Whatever. Or they just want I don't understand. I do not understand at all. It makes no sense. But that's the deal he made. But why didn't the angels overwhelm both of them? Why don't they just take both? Right? They like you don't need to make a deal. They got them both bang to rights, right? So then we get this good cliffhanger, and as Jodie Whittaker slowly pretty quick gets turned into an angel, right? Which would, again, if this was David Tennant, would have been freaking awesome. Jodie Whittaker, you don't really give a crap, right? And all next thing you know, she's an angel, right? She's an angel. And the angels grab her and they all teleport out together. I think with Claire as well, right? And then boom, we're into the music gets we crap again. Then really weirdly, we have a mid-credit scene where Vinda turns up with the In-Betweeners guy and says, "Here, have you seen this woman?" Says, "Oh yeah, I have, but I don't know when. Time's a bit messed up now. I think she saved my life, but I don't know." He said, "But she did something before she left," and takes them over to this beacon, which says basically like, I found out Azure and Passenger, so I'm going to go after both of them and try and take them both out. And my coordinates are, oh no! And they cut off the coordinates, but they just the way. Okay, it's just weird. They drop Vinder off at this planet, and then he doesn't have a ship, and all of a sudden now he's going around looking for them. I don't bloody know. So then we get the trailer for next week. We see Jodie Whittaker, Angel Eyes. She's going to be going to the division. We see this guy. We haven't seen him yet. We saw him in the initial trailer. There's Yud in it. This is the one where Yaz and Dan, they've been trapped in 1901 for space. It's 1904 by this time. They've been trapped there for 3 years. They're breaking into some tomb, and Yaz is being stunning and brave while Dan falls down and nearly breaks his neck. Carl Vinista, the dog boy, says the planetary shield around the Earth has been breached. It was now breachable. I'm like, again, how was it? Whatever, nothing makes sense. Belle's in it. Kate Lethbridge-Stewart's in it. She looks a bit worse for wear, right? So, I don't know, it looks like, this is called The Survival of the Flux. Craig Parkin's in it saying, "Oh, I don't know how you're going to save everyone. Why you care? I'm the big serpent, me." Vinder's in it, of course. Old bloke from the 1890s or whatever it was, and of course Azure and Swarm, right? They're all there. But it's going to be directed by the other bloke who was freaking awful last week. So I don't think we're going for a big finish, in more ways than one. So how did this episode do? Let's have a look at the viewing figures. So it did better than I need to update it. See if we got the consolidated figures yet for week 3. Probably not. They normally come out on Monday towards the evening for me. The last week they got 3.76. This week they had a drop of so that gave them a drop of 200,000 from 3.96 the week before, which gave them a 500,000 drop from the week from 4.43. So now they got a 300,000 drop, which is better than I thought. I thought they could get as low as I thought I might actually go under 3 because I thought last week's episode was really going to chase people away. 3.45. They are doing well, right? They are doing very, very well. So what will the final figures be for episode 3? It depends on the catch up figures. I think they're going to be lucky to break 4, right? I think they're going to be lucky to break. I mean, they're going to be lucky to break 5 million, right? I think they're going to be lucky to break 5. With this one, I think it's going to do well in the overnight. So I mean, it's going to do well in the catch up, but still, I don't see it getting. Listen, let's go look at the chart over here. So this is the entirety of Jodie Whittaker's run. Yeah, make this a bit bigger so we can see better. Right, so this is the entirety of Jodie Whittaker, which basically tells you, like, see that big spike over there? Can you do this? Can you see it? No, you see that big spike there? That was when we're locked in our homes for Corona, right? So zoom in a little bit. Fine. So let's make it a little bit. Oh, wrong way. So they did a little bit worse last week than I thought they were going to. I said 5.15. This week, week 3, I said the consolidated will be 4.58 was my prediction. Now, if they got 3.76, if they, I think it'll probably be higher than that. 3.76, they're probably going to end up with 4.75, probably about 4.76, maybe 4.8. So it's going to be 4.6 to 4.8 is what I'm predicting, but we're going to find out by tomorrow. Next week, I predicted 4.08, so it's going to be higher than that, right? Because this overnight was 3.45. So 3.45, you gotta reckon it's got to have at least a million bump on the. Although it was getting 800, 700,000 in the catch ups by the end of the Timer's Child. By the end of the season. So it depends. It depends what we got to see. We don't have enough data to predict the what the consolidated figures are going to be yet. But let's say they got 3.45. So I reckon we're looking at 4.45, maybe 4.4, which is quite significant. Why? Because the lowest we got to get the lowest rating ever in the modern era is 4.69. 4.69. They're almost certainly getting lower than that, right? Unless they get lucky, but they're almost certainly getting lower than that. They might even get lower than that this week. I guess we will have to wait and see where they're gonna end up. Okay, let's say be charitable. Let's say they lose, they get down to. I think they're probably going to be around 4 million, about around 3 million by the time we get to episode 6. And if it goes under 3 million, it's gonna be so funny. So I think their final rating will be around between 3.8 and 4. That's the for this year, like 3.8 and 4. Not good. Not good ratings at all. Let's have a look over here. Second. Go to the episode guide. And we'll look at where is it? Let's go up here. The lowest rating was Battlefield, I believe. Let's go back. So and it's really not fair comparing Battlefield because firstly the population's bigger, nothing else. There we go. Season 26. Right, let's go over here. Season 26. So 3.1. Will it? Oh, I don't think we're getting as low as that. Well, I just don't think it's fair. I would love it to get as low as that. I think the chances are pretty darn low. I mean, comparing overnights to overnights, yeah, they're probably heading around there, right? They're probably heading around there. but hopefully, if they go below 3.1, that big celebration. That'd be the lowest rating ever. I don't know. I wouldn't hold your breath. For that. But who knows? Listen, honestly, who knows? Let's have one more look at the ratings. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to look on the Twitwats over here. We're doing a search for Doctor Who ratings. We'll see the latest. If anything's come out yet. Let me click that. Doctor, replying to Liz Mazimba, Doctor Who deserved much higher ratings. It was a great episode. Hopefully, consolidated will bring up to 5 million. 3145. No, no. You got to get 1.55 bump. You're not getting it. You're just not getting it. It was an okay episode. Let's see if he's saying anything over here. Lizzo Zimbo. What was it? Episode. Okay, that was from a week ago. Wow. I'm a Celebrity on 19 got 8.03 million. Blimey. Okay, 3.45 was a drop of 1 million since the series opener. Yeah. The episode was well received though, and could see a stronger catch up. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, look. Bottom line is this, mate. Is all I can tell you is, where is it? This is the chart for the Jodie Whittaker era. They will be lucky to beat this graph, like to end up higher than they are. Again, would I love them to be under 3.1? Yes, I would love that. And if their overnights are under 3.1, I think that's good enough, quite frankly, because their overnights are the same. You know, it's like, oh, but the people watch them back up. People watch them video back then, you moron. Like, most little tape shows, then watched it later, so I don't really see a massive difference, right? I think they probably would have done about the same. And quite frankly, unlike you, season every Jodie Whittaker season, Battlefield, the season 26 started low and grew. Your seasons start low and they sink, which I think is pretty fair. I think it's pretty fair because it's unwatchable garbage, even when they do a good episode, as I think they demonstrated tonight. Let me know what you think. Once again, I've watched it, so you don't have to. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.